Okay, well, let's get going. Welcome to our functional fitness class, part of our Grow with GoGo series. Before we get moving, just a quick reminder of what else GoGo offers. So in addition to these classes, you can access rides, meals, groceries, medication delivery, and home services, all by calling one number, and that phone number is 855-464-6872. We also have a referral program. So if you go to the bottom of your GoGo receipts, there's a code. If you give that code to a friend, once they've taken their first service with GoGo, you will both receive $30 in credit. So a really big win-win. So if you know someone who would benefit from GoGo or these classes or any of the services that GoGo offers, then you should give them that code. We also have a Facebook group, so if you ever want to continue any conversations online or just see how other people are using GoGo, you can find us on Facebook, and we'll share a link to the page in the chat. All right, so if we haven't met, I'm Adra. I teach the yoga and the functional fitness classes here at GoGo. So what do we need today? So for our functional fitness class is primarily standing, but you can of course sit if that's what you need to do. Just know that I'm going to cue this as mostly standing, but know that if you need to take a break, take a break. We do often use a chair though, so it's good to have a chair and a light set of weights if you have them. So maybe 1 to 3 pound weights, dumbbells. If you don't have that, you can grab some water bottles, you could grab some cans, or you can just imagine that you're lifting things. So just using your brain to imagine that you're lifting something heavy will get your muscles activated. So that is an option as well. It's just more mental effort to have to think about imagining that you're lifting something heavy versus actually lifting something. Um, I think that's it. No move of the week because we are Friday, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And I'll close that. Here, my video should pop up nice and big. If it didn't for some reason, you can adjust your settings. So the way you'll adjust your settings is move your cursor towards the top right-hand corner of your Zoom screen and pick speaker view and you'll see me, or you can do gallery view if you want to see everybody else. Oh, better not forget my weights. Let me adjust this a little bit. Okay. I'm just gonna move my chair and my weights off to the side. I don't need them this moment. Let's just stand nice and tall and do some shoulder rolls back. Oof, and shoulder rolls forward. Just noticing how your body is feeling today. I'm clearly feeling a little bit stiff. Let the shoulders relax. We'll inhale, circle the arms out to the side and up towards the ceiling. And exhale, lower the arms back down. Again, inhale, circle the arms out and up. And exhale, back down. One more time. Inhale, circle out and up. And exhale, lower the arms down. Let's take those feet a little wider than the shoulders. Toes point slightly out, heels can be in, or you can have your feet parallel. So it's up to you. We're just doing some warm-up squats. Let's move our arms as we squat. So we'll inhale, bend the knees and reach those arms forward or up, and then straighten the legs, arms come down. I'll give you a side view. So we inhale, bend the knees, squat, arms can come forward or up, and exhale, straighten. Keep going. So we inhale, bend the knees, and exhale, straighten. So moving at your own pace. So don't worry about my speed or anybody else's speed. You can make this range of motion smaller or bigger than me. All right, and then coming up, you can shake off those legs. And we're gonna do some overhead pressing. We're gonna start actually with no weight, and then we'll add some weight. If you have access to a wall, you're going to use the wall. If it's easy and you don't have to get away from your screen. If you can't get away from your screen because then you won't see me, then skip it. Don't worry about the wall. If you do have wall space, then you're going to bring your heels about 1/2 inch to 1 inch away from the wall. So you're pretty close, but you're not touching. And then your glutes against the wall. And then your bra line height or heart rate monitor height against the wall. So we have the point of contact of our hips or our glutes, and then sort of that bra line or heart rate monitor height against the wall. So some part of the rib cage. Then you're gonna bend your elbows, hands by the shoulders, sort of like in a W shape. If your head touches the wall, that's fine. If it doesn't, that's fine. You're going to maintain those points of contact against the wall. So if you don't have a wall, you're just ensuring that you are not moving your torso, that we make sure that this is just an arm exercise. We're going to press the arms up towards the ceiling without changing the shape of the spine, and then bend the elbows. So up and down. Right now we have no weight. I really want you to focus on your form. So what's nice about the wall is you'll know if your spine moves because a different part of your body will start to touch the wall, or your body will just move completely away from the wall. So you're making sure that the hips and part of the rib cage are against the wall, or that those parts of the body are not moving if you are away from a wall. If you can see yourself, your video on the Zoom, you can always stand sideways so that you can see, are you shifting at all when you're reaching those arms overhead? We will add weight to this later. So this is just sort of finding that warm up, but you might already start to feel some heat in those arms. All right, and then lower the arms, shake it off. Let's go ahead and stand behind our chair or our table or the wall. We're going into an L pose or a chair dog. So hands can find your support, walk yourself back, make that upside down L position. Knees can be soft or straight. Two more deep breaths here. Just giving yourself a little stretch. And then start to lift your torso. You can walk yourself forward. We're going to keep pulling on towards support. Right leg is going to step back. So left foot stays put. Right foot steps back, anywhere from 1 to 3 feet back behind you. And then we'll bend the front knee. So all 10 toes are facing forward. We're holding onto our chair or our support with our hands. The front knee is bent and the back leg is straight. That back heel is pushing into the ground. So we're looking for a little bit of a calf stretch for a moment. We're going to do little heel raises with that back foot now. So you're going to push down into the ball of the foot and the toes. So the front third of the foot is pushing down into the ground. We're thinking about that back leg. And then we're going to lift the heel of the back foot and then lower down. So we're just lifting and lowering the heel of the back leg. So the whole body is going to shift because you're moving your heel, but we're just working that calf, finding that motion in the foot. So working the ankle as well. Try and keep those toes pointing forward as you lift and lower the heel of the back foot. All right, and then we'll go ahead and step that right foot forward. We'll go into the calf stretch on the other side. So right leg stays put, left foot steps back, anywhere from 1 to 3 feet back. It just depends on the length of your legs. Heel stays down, so both feet are flat on the ground. We bend the front knee, the back leg is straight. So we're going for that stretch in the calf of the back leg. Then we're moving into those heel raises. So the front foot stays stable and put. The back leg is going to move. The back leg is going to stay straight the whole time. Ball of the foot and toes stay down. So front third of the foot stays on the ground as you lift the back heel and lower the back heel. Up and down. 2 or 3 more. All right, and then we'll go ahead and step forward, back foot meets the front, shake it off. All right, let's grab our weights. We're gonna do those overhead presses. If you don't want your weights, you don't have to grab them. Form is more important than having the weight. So hands start by the shoulders. Again, we're imagining, or we are, putting our hips against the wall and that heart rate monitor against the wall. We push the arms up towards the ceiling. They might be a little bit forward and then back down. I'm going to show you what we're avoiding. So sometimes I see this, a push of the pelvis forward. If I brought my pelvis actually to neutral, my arms would be straight in front of me, right? So we want to make sure that the pelvis isn't shifting. So we don't want that. We also don't want the spine to move extensively. So I'm going to show you what that would look like. That, right? So it's not a back bend. It's not a pelvic thrust. We're keeping the torso and the legs and the pelvis completely still. And if it helps, you find that wall to do that. If you need a break, you can take a break. You can also alternate one arm and the other. Couple more. All right, and then bringing that down, putting the weights off to the side. We're going to move into a lunge now. So we've sort of warmed up towards a lunge, but not quite. I find this is easier where we hold on with one hand. So I'm going to give you a side view. I'm going to be holding on with my left hand, taking my left foot forward and my right leg back. If you want to do a different hand holding on, that's totally fine. So all 10 toes are facing forward. We're on railroad tracks. So if you stand on a tightrope, it's going to be really hard to balance. So let yourself be on railroad tracks. All 10 toes face forward. The back heel is now off the ground. We're going to bend both knees and straighten both knees, holding on for support. So we bend both knees. It's up to you how low you go. So maybe you do a little bit, or maybe you come all the way down. And then we straighten the legs. So we bend and straighten, moving in a range that works for you. If you don't want to hold on because you feel steady, you can always let go. Thinking about pushing down into that left heel or that front heel as you rise. Maybe 1 or 2 more. All right, and then coming up, maybe you step your back foot forward. I'm going to turn around. You don't have to, but now I'm going to place my right hand on the chair and have my right foot forward, left leg back. If it's easier for you to keep the same hand on the chair, that's fine. Just make sure you switch legs. So right foot forward, left leg back, or whichever side you haven't done yet. The back heel is off the ground. All 10 toes face forward, and you are on railroad tracks. So there's some space between your legs, right to left. We bend the knees, lowering as much or as little as you'd like, and we straighten. Follow your breath. So I like to inhale down, exhale up. If you want to do something else, that's totally fine. You can always let go if you want a little more challenge for your balance. Maybe 1 or 2 more. All right, and then we'll step forward, shake it off. Let's go back to those overhead presses, grabbing your weights if you want them. Taking your back against the wall or not. Palms face forward, elbows are bent into a W shape. We push the arms up towards the ceiling and bend the elbows back. So we push up and down. Now, if you don't have weight and you start to feel like you need more challenge, imagine that you're trying to push something really heavy up over your head And then imagine that you're then pulling something also really heavy back down. You can also do that with the weights in your hands if you need that extra challenge. Couple more. All right, and then letting that go. We're going back to the lunges. Now, you can repeat what we already did. So that's having one hand on, so left hand on, left foot forward, right leg back. I'm going to show you a front view just so that you have a different view, but we're doing the same exact exercise. So one leg is forward, one leg is back. Maybe you're holding on. If you want extra challenge and balance was not a problem, you can grab your weights. If balance was an issue, don't grab the weights. Hold on, focus on your balance. So same thing here, you're on railroad tracks. We bend the knees and we straighten. So at your own pace, back heel is off the ground the entire time. Front foot is completely planted the entire time. All right, and then we'll go ahead and step forward, back foot meets the front foot, and we switch sides, so other leg back. Again, keep holding on if that's what your body needs. Make sure you're set up so all 10 toes face forward, back heel is off the ground, and we bend the knees and straighten. Maybe one or two more. All right, and then stepping forward. Shake it off. Okay, so now put those weights down and come to face the base or the seat of your chair. So the seat of the chair is in front of you. We'll put our hands on the seat of the chair. And your knees can be soft here. If you need a little bit more height, you could be up on your fists, or you could bring your forearms to the back of the chair, so to the backrest, or to a table. So know that you have options. Forearms can come back of the chair or table, fists can be on the chair, or palms can be on the chair. Your knees can be soft, but what we're trying to do is get our torso close to parallel to the earth. It does not need to be perfect. You're just moving in that direction. We'll move through our spine here. So as you inhale, your tail is going to reach to the ceiling, chest will lift up. And then exhale, round the back, tuck the tail, chin to chest. So inhale, chest lifts, tail lifts. Exhale, round the back. So we're doing a cat-cow variation. Couple more. All right, and then finding neutral and come up to stand. Now we're still facing the seat of the chair. You're going to bring your knees just to touch the seat of the chair. So standing normal and tall, you're gonna let your knees just barely graze the chair. Like they're just kissing the chair, just barely. If you need balance support, you can always hold on to the seat of the chair not the seat, the backrest of the chair for support. Now, your knees are just grazing the chair. What I want to make sure that you do is that you don't push the chair with your knees. So I'm going to show you what we don't want. We don't want our knees, so we don't want our knees pushing into the chair and going over our toes. What we're looking for is from this standing tall position, our hips are going to go back and our knees are going to stay directly over our ankles. So if you need support, hold on. We bend the knees, so hips are going straight back. I am not pushing into the chair. I'll move the chair out of the way so you can see. My shins are vertical. So my knees are basically directly over my ankle. That's what we're looking for so we can work the back of the hips. So working that glute region and then come up to stand. So we'll just do that a few times, watching that you don't push into those knees, that really the weight comes back into the heels. It might feel like your toes have to lift off the ground. That's okay. It might feel like you might fall back. So just be safe. Don't go so low that you are going to fall. Or hold on. And up. Just do that a few more times. So we're doing, it's sort of a squat-like variation. It's more deadlift-like, really, but it's a variation of a squat where we try and keep those shins vertical so that we can really work into those glutes. Couple more. All right, and then coming up. We're going to grab one of your weights. So we'll grab it with your right hand if you'd like. We're going for some tricep extensions. We're going to face the chair just like we were doing when we did cat-cow. So the left hand will come to the chair. It can be palm or fist, or forearm can find a table or the backrest. Knees are soft. Spine is long. So we try not to move the spine here. We're going to keep that elbow bent. So we're going to start, our start position will be in that row position. So we're squeezing that shoulder blade towards the spine. The upper arm is parallel to the earth. That upper arm is not going to move at all as we do this exercise. We straighten the lower arm so the pinky reaches towards the ceiling, and then we bend. So we straighten and bend. Upper arm doesn't move at all. Keep going at your own pace. Jaw is soft. Breath is smooth. Maybe two more. Great. Coming up, take a moment, take a breath. Switch sides. So other hand finds the weight, so left hand finds the weight if you're doing the same as me. Right hand or forearm or fist is supporting you. Knees are soft, torso is parallel to the earth. We start in the row position, so that means that elbow is bent to start. The upper arm is about parallel to the earth. We straighten the left arm back behind us, keeping the elbow high, pinky reaches towards the ceiling, and then we bend, the upper arm stays where it is. So we straighten and bend. Keep going. Couple more. All right, and then letting that go. Coming up, couple shoulder rolls. Shoulder rolls go the other way. Okay, we're going back to those that squat variation that we did facing the base or the seat of the chair. So standing again, knees grazing the chair. All 10 toes face forward. Feet aren't that wide, so they're maybe 6 inches apart approximately. We bend the knees, hips go back. Maybe you're holding on for support, but whatever you're doing, you're ensuring that your knees are over your ankles. So the knees are not coming forward. Allow your weight to shift to your right. And then try and lift the left foot off the ground. I'll give you a front view of this. So we're going to shift to one side and the knees are back. And then you're going to try and lift one foot off the ground. So we're trying to lift that left foot off the ground. If you need to, hold on. Bring the left foot back down. Make sure you're back so that those knees are directly over the ankles. Shift to the other side, lift the foot. Bring the foot down, straighten the legs. All right, reset yourself. Make sure you're standing tall, knees touching or barely grazing or almost grazing the chair. All 10 toes face forward. Knees bend. Hips go back. Support yourself for balance if you need it or want it. Let the weight shift to the right. Try and lift the left foot off the ground. Left foot comes down. Shift to the left. Try and lift the right foot off the ground. Your knees don't need to be that bent. You can see that I don't have that much bend because if I bent more, I would fall. Foot comes down, straighten those legs. All right, we're going to add to that. So we're going to go into the squat, and then we're going to try and come up standing on one leg. So please use support if you need it. You could even be close to a wall and hold on to a wall. So knees grazing the chair, we bend the knees, hips go back, holding on if you want it. Make sure those knees are back so that they are directly over the ankles and not forward. We shift the weight to the right and try and lift the left foot off the ground. If you can't lift the left foot, that's okay. You don't need to. If you can lift the left foot, or even if you can't, we're going to try and straighten that standing leg. And then rebend the knee. Hips go back, way back, way back, way back. And then left foot comes down. We shift the weight to the left. We try and lift that right foot off the ground. Maybe it's just the heel that comes up, or maybe the whole foot comes up. You're holding on for support. Straighten that left leg. So we're coming up to stand. And then we're bending the knee. Hips go back. Right foot comes down and come all the way up. Right, so there are always variations. You can always do one of the earlier things that we've done if that felt like too much. Let's just do one more here at center before we go back to our triceps. So standing tall, knees grazing the chair, we bend the knees, hips go back. So weights back into the heels. Maybe you're holding on, maybe you're not. For this one, maybe you go down half an inch because we're going to keep both feet on the ground. So lower yourself a little more if you want more challenge. And then push down into the feet. Rise. Shake it off. Take a breath. We're going to grab one of our weights and do our triceps. So grabbing your weight in the right hand, left hand is supporting you, or forearm. So find that position. So left hand on the chair or fist on the chair, or left forearm on the backrest or on a table or counter. We start in the row position. So the elbow is bent and the arm, the upper arm, so shoulder to elbow, is about parallel to the earth. We straighten the lower arm or the forearm until that is parallel to the earth, and then bend. So we're just bending and straightening the elbow with control. So try not to use any momentum, and try and make this movement really clear that it is just that elbow moving. Nothing else is involved. Maybe two more. Okay, and coming up. Deep breath. And we'll switch. So weight goes into the other hand. You're supporting yourself with your right hand or fist or forearm. Knees can be soft. Spine is long. We bend the elbow. The upper arm is parallel to the ground. We straighten the arm back behind us and bend. So we just bend and straighten. So there's no row today. Couple more. Okay. Bring that down, come to stand. Couple shoulder rolls back. Couple shoulder rolls forward. Okay, so we're going to repeat basically everything or almost everything we've done today one time. So we're going to start. Let me think about the order that I want to do this in. We're going to start with our lunges. So that's the one foot in front of the other, down and up. We'll do both sides. We're not doing it right now. I'm just talking you through what we're going to do. So those lunges where you can hold on to the chair. We're going down and up. I'll talk you through it as we do that. We'll start with that. Then we're going to move to the overhead press that we did earlier. Then we're going to move to the squats with the knees touching the chair. We'll do two feet on the ground. We'll do probably about 10 of those, give or take. And then we'll move to the tricep extensions. Okay, let's go ahead and set ourselves up for those lunges. You pick which side you want to do first. I don't mind. So one foot is in front, other foot is behind. All 10 toes face forward. Back heel is off the ground. Maybe you're holding on, maybe you're not. You could even grab your weights if you want them. I'm not going to, but you can grab your weights if you want them. We bend both knees. They're moving towards 90 degrees. You don't have to find that full 90. And straighten. We bend and straighten. The torso stays mostly upright. We inhale on the way down. Exhale up. Keep going. Maybe one more. And then stepping forward, back foot meets the front. Now other leg comes in front. If you need to turn around, you can. You don't have to. So just make sure you're switching. Other foot in front, all 10 toes face forward. Back heel is lifted. You are on railroad tracks. Maybe you're holding on, maybe you're not. We bend the knees and straighten. All right, and then we'll do last one, stepping forward, shake it off, grab your weights if you want them, overhead press. Feel free to be against the wall or not. Hands have your weights, hands start by the shoulders in a W shape. You push the arms up towards the ceiling and then we bend. You're ensuring that just the shoulders and the arms are doing the work. There is no movement in your torso, in the rest of the spine. Or the hips. Maybe two more. All right. Putting the weights down. We're going to do those squats at the chair, or those kind of hips back squats. Standing in front of your chair, in front of the seat of the chair. Stand tall and get those knees to touch the chair. What I sometimes see is we sort of cheat ourselves, move our feet back and then press our knees forward to just pretend that we are standing tall. So really adjust yourself. Knees are directly over the ankles when you're just grazing the chair. Hold on if you need to the seat of the chair. We bend the knees, hips go back. You decide how low you go. You also decide if you're holding on or not. But whatever you're doing, the knees are over the ankles, not over the center of the foot or the toes. And we straighten. So keep going. Maybe one or two more. All right, and coming up, grab one of your weights, triceps. I'm taking the weight in my right hand, but you can do whatever you'd like. Left hand supports you. Palm, fist, or forearm onto something higher. Knees are soft, torso is parallel-ish to the ground. It doesn't need to be perfect, right? You might be like more upright, and that's totally fine, but spine is long. We start in the row position, so the upper arm is parallel to the earth-ish, right? Doesn't need to be perfect. We straighten the arm and we bend. What we really want is that upper arm to stay still as you straighten and bend the elbow. Keep going. All right, coming up, switching sides. Weight goes into the other hand. Right hand supports you or right forearm supports you. Spine is long, so there's no movement in the spine. We bend the elbows, start with that upper arm already lifted. The upper arm stays still the whole time. You're just straightening and bending at the elbow. Last few. All right, bring the weight down. Come on up. Woo! Hopefully you felt something there. Let's give ourselves a few stretches. Let's reach the arms back. Interlace the fingers behind your back if you can. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Your elbows can be bent or you can straighten your arms. It's up to you. If neither of those or none of those work, you can just think about reaching your arms back behind you. Let's bring that right arm, I'll mirror you. Right arm in front of you, cross it. Use your left elbow to hook onto your right elbow, pull your arms in. We're getting a shoulder stretch here. Drop the shoulder away from your ear. Release and switch sides. Other arm comes forward, across the body. Use your right elbow to hook onto your left elbow, pull it in. All right, let's release. Let's bring the right arm up to the ceiling. Bend the elbow, hand goes behind the head or neck. Grab a hold of the elbow with the left hand, tricep stretch. So we're really bending that elbow as best you can. And then we switch. Left arm up, bend the elbow, grab the left elbow. And release. Let's go into a chair dog or a wall dog. Standing behind the backrest of the chair. Walk yourself back. Create that upside down L position. Again, feel free to have your hands on something else. It does not need to be your chair. Knees can be bent or straight. Torso can be lifted or down. You can move a little here. What I'm going to do is bend one knee and then the other. So pedal it out. But if that doesn't feel good for you, don't do it. Don't worry about it. All right, go ahead and lift your torso up, walk yourself up. Take a step away from your chair. Let's inhale, circle the arms out to the side and up towards the ceiling. Exhale, arms lower back down. Two more. Inhale, circle out and up. Exhale, back down. One more. Inhale, circle. Exhale, let it go. Awesome work, everybody. Thanks so much for working out with me. It's a pleasure as always. We have time now. If anyone has questions, so if there's maybe a movement question that you have or something we did today that didn't make sense that you want us to go over, we can do that. If you have questions about our yoga class or functional fitness class in general, now is a good time to ask. So ask away any questions. If you need to leave, you can totally leave. You can unmute yourself or use the chat. Oh, thanks, Elizabeth. So awesome. Good to do exercises before traveling. Have a great weekend. Yeah, it's always nice to move before having to get on a train or a car or a plane. I'm seeing some waves, so yes, if you need to pop off, happy 4th of July. Okay, go enjoy your 4th of July. I will see you all next time. Wednesday will be functional fitness again. Next Friday will be yoga. Oh wait. Oh no, I keep forgetting. This is already Wednesday. I'm not here on Wednesday and Carol couldn't cover. And I totally forgot to tell people earlier this week. Even though it was in our brains. There is no class on Wednesday. Watch our recordings. The and hopefully we'll email everyone trying to remind them that there is no class on Wednesday. Uh all right. Yeah, great. Thanks, V. Uh have a great week. Have a great weekend. Happy 4th of July, and I'll see you next time.